Biggest cause of climate change is the result of carbon emissions caused by humans. It's about people's carbon footprint, the measurement of how much carbon dioxide is produced by someone's everyday activities. Recently, some scientists, especially in the West, have been focusing on another issue: the increasing number of people in the world, something known as overpopulation. We'll be discussing the controversial link between overpopulation and climate change. At the start of 20th century, it was around 1.5 billion people. And now, according to United Nations, the world's population reached 8 billion people on November 15, 2022. Since climate change is caused by human activities, it seems common sense that fewer people would mean lower carbon emissions. Not everyone emits carbon equally, and people in the Western world produce far more than people in sub-Saharan Africa or Asia. Arvind Ravikumar is professor of climate policy at the University of Texas. He's made the surprising calculation that an extra 2 billion people born in low-consuming countries would actually add very little to global carbon emissions. The climate question discussed Professor Ravin Ravikumar's findings. 2 billion people is, to say the least, is a lot. He crunched the number and found that an extra 2 billion low-income people, as defined by the World Bank, these are people without cars, without electricity often, would see global emissions rise by just 1.5%. Add 2 billion high-income people, that's people with cars and power and all the mud cons, and Arvin reckons emission would rise by more than 60%. So when it comes climate change and population, where you were born matters, he concluded that whereas 2 billion low-income people would increase carbon levels very little, 2 billion high-income people would increase it a lot. It seems overconsumption is a bigger cause of climate change than raw population numbers. As the statement before, I agree that human activities are the root cause of climate change. Reduce the number of people who consume to reduce consumption and thus reduce the creation of greenhouse gases. This argument ignores the fact that consumption is not equal. Overpopulation is not a problem of raw numbers of people, as if the worry is about finding some plot of land for each person to stand on. Rather, the number of people on Earth is a problem when and cause they are using resources at an unsustainable rate. Limiting population growth cannot repair situations caused by complex social, political, cultural, and economic factors. Instead, change requires fighting oppressive social structures and systems. If the solution is to reduce population, so whose population should be reduced? So in essence, reducing the population is not an answer, but reducing excessive and unnecessary energy use or consumption is the answer.